Tell me your grievances. I will ask the gods and Buddha to judge and give you justice. This is definitely one of the most unique Taiwanese folk horror movies in recent years. The film is titled Zong Xie, inspired by an ancient tradition from the Changhua region of Taiwan called Song Ru Zong. According to legend, people who die by hanging carry extremely strong resentment. To prevent their spirits from lingering and finding a living person as a replacement, a ritual is performed by a priest called Song Ru Zong. In this ritual, the rope used in the hanging is thrown into the sea, so the anger and negative energy of the dead can be dispersed into nature. The story begins with a bride in a wedding dress, holding flowers, walking alone into a deep forest. Tears are running down her face, smudging her makeup. She keeps saying, "No, no." But her body is not under her control. She is forced to stand on a stool and slowly puts her head into a hanging rope that was already prepared. In the next moment, she is forced to hang herself on a tree. A day that should have been full of joy turns into a tragic death. According to local custom, her family calls a priest to perform the Song Ru Zong ritual. The priest's disciple first removes the hanging rope and cuts a piece of the tree where the incident happened. These items are prepared to be taken to the seaside. But while the ritual is being performed, the priest's nephew, a Guai, wants to earn money through advertising and decides to live stream the entire ceremony with his friend Jia Wei. When they arrive, the ritual has just begun. The disciples place the rope and tree piece into a bag, seal it tightly with talismans and tape, and put it onto a funeral cart. Then the priest dresses up like Zhongkui, the ghost-catching deity, and leads everyone toward the sea. Someone asks in confusion, "So this is Song Ru Zong?" And the answer comes, "What else did you think it was? You think it's some kind of rice dumpling delivery? But as always, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong." On the way, the cart driver accidentally drops the bag on the ground, and everything inside spills out. The disciples panic and quickly repack everything, then leave in a hurry. But no one notices that the hanging rope is left behind on the ground. When they reach the seaside, the priest chants strange spells that no one understands, and finally orders the bag to be thrown into the sea. The ritual is completed, and the crowd slowly disperses. But on his way home, a Guai suddenly slips and falls. That's when he notices the hanging rope right beside him. He freezes in fear. At that moment, a cold wind blows through the alley. Brooms outside every house suddenly fall to the ground, and faint, creepy laughter echoes in his ears. Terrified, a Guai turns and runs. But the moment he turns around, he crashes into a beautiful girl. She is Yi Yi, a female live streamer invited by a Guai to attract viewers to the stream. He planned to use her beauty to boost traffic, but she arrived late. Because of everything that just happened, a Guai panics and leaves her in an abandoned house nearby, then runs away without looking back. That night, even though Yi Yi missed the live stream of the ritual, she still goes live as usual and complains to her fans that the house is too old and creepy. After a while, viewers start warning her in the chat that someone else might be in the house. At first, she is a little scared, but she thinks her fans are just joking. However, the next second, she hears a girl crying from the bathroom. Yi Yi is instantly shocked and terrified. She gathers her courage and walks to the bathroom door. When she looks closely, she sees a pool of deep red blood slowly flowing out from under the door crack. Terrified by this scene, Yi Yi immediately runs into the bedroom to pack her things and escape. But just as she reaches the door, an invisible force suddenly pushes her back hard. She falls to the ground, and even her live stream is forcibly cut off. At that moment, a white thread suddenly wraps itself around her neck and tightens more and more. In the end, she is lifted up and hanged from the ceiling fan, dying instantly. The next morning, the case spreads everywhere and becomes a hot topic. When a Guai hears about Yi Yi's mysterious death, he is completely shocked and starts trembling in fear. He realizes he was the one who arranged for her to stay there, and now he's scared the police might treat him as a suspect. But when he tells Jia Wei about what happened, Jia Wei does not feel sad at all. Instead, he thinks this is a golden opportunity to make money. From Jia Wei's point of view, first a bride mysteriously hanged herself under a tree, and now a female live streamer has died in a strange way. If these two cases are turned into a horror series, it could go viral online. That night, after the police leave the house, the two of them secretly go back inside and start filming everything. While recording, Jia Wei accidentally finds a photo under the bed. In the photo, there are 3 girls together, and 2 of them are the dead bride and Yi Yi. Jia Wei goes back home and proudly shows the photo to his girlfriend, Shu Yi. He becomes certain that both deaths are connected, and if he turns this into a horror series, he believes it will explode online. But what shocks Jia Wei is that Shu Yi recognizes the people in the photo. Not only that, she reveals they were all classmates. It turns out these 3 girls were famous school bullies. They enjoyed bullying other students for fun. The one they bullied the most was a girl named Yan. She was targeted just because she had a red birthmark on her chin. Under constant bullying, Yan eventually couldn't take it anymore and chose to hang herself. After hearing this theory from Guai, Jia becomes even more excited. He doesn't care about morality at all. All he wants now is to find the third girl and film her being haunted by the ghost. When Shuyi finds out that her boyfriend is trying to profit from her classmates' deaths, she becomes furious and locks herself in her room. Jia stands outside and tries to explain, saying he is doing all this only to give them a better future. After saying this, he goes back to his computer and starts editing the footage. But while editing the video from that night, he suddenly sees Yan's figure appear in the footage. He is shocked and quickly rewinds the video, but this time nothing is there. He convinces himself that he is just tired and imagining things, but at that moment, he hears a weak cry for help coming from Shuyi's room. When he opens the door, he sees Shuyi shaking violently on the bed, and on her chin, a red birthmark has appeared again, exactly the same as Yan's. When Guai arrives and sees this, he immediately realizes Shuyi is possessed by something evil. So they quickly take her to Guai's uncle, who is a Taoist priest, to perform an exorcism. The priest begins chanting spells and uses a ritual tool. Then he sprays holy water onto the back of Shuyi's head. Instantly, the red mark on her face disappears without a trace. The priest tells them that Shuyi is being haunted by negative spiritual energy, and to completely solve it, they must find the source of this curse. If this is not stopped properly, there is a chance it could come back again in the future. After hearing this, Jia starts to think maybe he made a serious mistake by getting involved in Yan's revenge case, and because of that, Shuyi also got dragged into it. In order to find Yan's ghost and make her let Shuyi go, Jia now has only one option left. He must first find the third girl from the photo, because if nothing unexpected happens, this girl named Shen Qian, he will likely become Yan's next target. But unfortunately, when Jia goes to her house, he finds out that she has already moved away. At the same time, a female visitor comes to the Taoist temple and asks for a protective charm. After getting it, she quickly leaves. But just as she goes downstairs, she almost bumps into Guai. Guai immediately recognizes her. She is Shen Qian He, the very girl they have been searching for. It turns out that after Shen Qian, he learned about the mysterious deaths of her former classmates. She already had a bad feeling that she would be next. Out of fear, she covered her house with talismans and kept going everywhere to ask for protective charms. But she never expected that none of these things would actually protect her. That night, her paralyzed mother suddenly becomes possessed by Yan's ghost. Her mother suddenly attacks her violently, trying to strangle her to death. In this critical moment, Shen Qian, he grabs a clothes hanger nearby and smashes it hard on her mother's head. Soon after, Guai, Jia and Shuyi finally arrive after following the situation. From inside the house, they hear painful screams. From this night onward, Shen Qian, he completely loses her sanity. It becomes impossible to get any truth from her anymore. But what scares Jia the most is that when Shen Qian he sees Shuyi, she immediately gets terrified, keeps stepping back, and keeps apologizing non-stop. It looks like she is mistaking Shuyi for Yan. This makes Jia even more afraid. He starts worrying that Yan's ghost might now target Shuyi as the next victim. To prevent this, Jia quickly brings Guai's Taoist uncle to the place where Yan committed suicide. He originally wanted the priest to help calm the spirit, but when the priest arrives, he notices that a broken piece of the hanging rope is still left on the beam. At that moment, he realizes the truth. Yan's spirit is still wandering because the original ritual was never fully completed. The priest decides to perform a full ritual that night to send Yan's ghost away forever. However, no one expected that Yan's ghost had no intention of letting Shen Qianhe go. Before the ritual even begins, she rushes to Shen Qianhe's house and kills her again, hanging her in the living room. Now, only Shuyi is left among the girls connected to Yan. Shuyi becomes worried that she might be the next target, but Jia doesn't believe that, since she never bullied Yan. He believes the priest will definitely be able to resolve everything. But while he is comforting Shuyi, the entire house suddenly loses power. Jia goes down to the basement to turn on the main switch, and then he sees Yan's ghost again. He immediately follows it, but finds nothing. Instead, he discovers a diary on the ground from Shuyi's high school days. When he opens it, he is shocked to find that Shuyi not only knew Yan, but they were actually very close friends. As he continues reading the diary, he finds finally understands the truth behind Li Yan's suicide, why her spirit is attached to Shu Yi, and how everything is somehow connected to Shu Yi herself. The shocking truth is that when Li Yan was attending tutoring classes, she had already fallen in love with Jia Wei at first sight, but because of the birthmark on her face, she never had the courage to talk to him. Still, the young and emotional Li Yan eventually gathered the courage to move forward. At 9 o'clock, Li Yan records a video inviting Jia Wei to the graduation prom. She then burns it onto a CD and asks Shu Yi to deliver it to him. But what Li Yan never expected was that Shu Yi also fell in love with Jia Wei at first sight. Now stuck between friendship and love, Shu Yi chooses love without hesitation. She even forges a rejection letter in Jia Wei's name, making Li Yan deeply heartbroken for a long time. When she realizes Li Yan still hasn't given up, Shu Yi comes up with another plan. She gives that fake letter to a trio of school bullies. As expected, those 3 girls spread the letter everywhere and publicly humiliate Li Yan in front of others. Shu Yi originally thought this would make Li Yan understand the gap between her and Jia Wei, but unexpectedly, the usually quiet and tolerant Li Yan snaps this time. Instead of staying silent, she fights back against all 3 girls. The fight ends with her face getting badly injured and disfigured. Feeling broken and hopeless, Li Yan goes looking for comfort from Shu Yi, but instead, she sees Shu Yi holding hands with Jia Wei. In that moment, she finally realizes she has been betrayed by her most trusted friend. Completely shattered, Li Yan hears Shu Yi crying nearby. When she walks over, she is shocked to see something impossible. Shu Yi has turned into Li Yan's own appearance and is violently hitting her head against the wall. Even though Jia Wei is scared, he still takes her to a priest for exorcism. The priest quickly realizes Shu Yi is possessed by Li Yan's ghost. He begins a ritual and tries to communicate with the spirit, hoping to calm her anger. He says, "If you have any pain, speak it out. I will ask the gods and Buddha to judge and give you justice." But Li Yan's ghost does not respond at all. Instead, she forces Shu Yi's body to cry blood tears and lets out a terrifying scream that shatters all the light bulbs. The entire place is instantly plunged into darkness. The priest, now shocked, says he has never encountered such a powerful and vengeful spirit in his entire career. Before anyone can react, Shu Yi's body is dragged away by an invisible force. At the same time, Li Yan's ghost suddenly appears behind the priest and begins strangling him with a rope. Jia Wei is forced to abandon searching for Shu Yi and rushes back to save the priest. But then, something even worse happens. Shu Yi reappears in the distance and, in front of everyone, begins preparing to hang herself. Now Jia Wei finally realizes Li Yan is using a distraction tactic, attacking them from different sides. He runs towards Shu Yi again, but this time, he clearly sees Li Yan's ghost tightly choking Shu Yi's neck with both hands. Jia Wei desperately pleads, "Please don't hurt Shu Yi, I'm begging you." Hearing her lover beg for Shu Yi's life, Li Yan suddenly hesitates. Memories of her happiest times slowly return to her mind, and strangely, most of them were spent with Shu Yi. Just as she starts to soften and release her grip, Jia Wei seizes the moment. He lights a nearby fire pit and throws Li Yan's hanging rope directly into the flames without hesitation. With a furious scream, Li Yan's ghost is instantly engulfed in fire and completely disappears. After this incident, Jia Wei decides he will never use horror content or live streaming for profit again. He plans to leave this place with Shu Yi, but while driving, Jia Wei doesn't notice something terrifying. Shu Yi's reflection in the car window is not her own. It looks like Li Yan. It turns out Li Yan never truly forgave Shu Yi, and in the end, she has taken over her body, finally achieving her wish of staying with Jia Wei forever. And that is where the story ends.